And I tell people there's so many people that, I know that I'm sure you guys do, including some of our recent guests, they're just not within dial distance. And
Right.
so, they want to see us on YouTube on it. So we have that going for tonight. And Jill, how are you? Oops, that one is that's six. Six. Let me hear you there. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Twit may not be working, I heard.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is working. I'm adjusting my headphones currently on it, and let me see. I'm not sure. Oh, we had a pretty picture of you over there, though. Let me see, everybody. I'm sorry, listeners. I shouldn't. I don't have a camera on you guys now. If you want to adjust the camera, that could help.
Oh.
Yeah. So that I can see you guys both. It's a bit of a reach. Yes, we're doing studio repairs here at 98.3 The Life of Lake County, broadcasting from Round Lake Beach, Illinois, in our studio. Jill, I think you've turned it up too high. Yeah, now just rotate that. I think you rotate. Oh yeah, now it's on you. Now it's right back at you. Yeah, if you're going to sit over there. Oh, okay. 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 Why don't you talk on the mic and then I'll adjust that.
Turn this one around.
That may be harder, but
No.
okay.
That one
Oh
over.
yeah. It's got a great shot of you right there. Yes. We're having fun adjusting the cameras in the studio. Now, Jill, you could talk to everybody. Tell people about the show tonight.
Show tonight. Well, we have one. We have a show tonight. We're all here. Well, actually, I'm here with Terry and Lou, and we are going to talk about the Children's Health Fair on Saturday, up on Route 120 at the.
I do have a camera on you guys now. There we go.
Yeah.
There you are. Okay.
At the Northwestern Medicine facility on in Grays Lake, west of Route 45.
So we will be talking to someone direct from the hospital on that tonight.
I believe it is from 10 to 1.
Yes.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I think there is going to be maybe the Flight for Life helicopter missing, correct?
We sure hope so. And you'll
hope so.
get to see some of the emergency services and including our own CERT team. Fremont CERT will be out there.
They will. So it's going to be broadcasting live from there.
Yes, the plan is for 98.3 The Life as part of its commitment to getting out in the community. We'll be broadcasting live that morning. I think Rusty will be starting the sports show as usual, but he'll be doing it from there. Bruce will be there, and I heard that you may stop by. Were you going to stop by at all, or maybe? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Well, that is good to hear.
Somebody has to talk to.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a good number of people that are going to be interviewed. So everyone should look. It's really a great event, and our CERT team's been out there for a number of years. Unfortunately, it was not held for a number of years because of COVID. But that's over, and we were back, and you get to see Grays Lake Fire, Grays Lake Police, Lake County Sheriff, our CERT team, some ambulance teams, Flight for Life. Yes.
Things for the
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
Dog will be there?
That's where we met our dog friend. What's his name again?
Alex.
Alex. Okay, let me
Alex
see.
is Popeye, but the dog-
Alex is Popeye. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
Hoping the dog will be
connect. I'm trying a special connection here. Ooh, that came up. Now let me see if I can do this. I am trying to reach Catherine Thomas now.
Right.
On it, but maybe not. I'll have to try another way here. Let me see. We'll try another way here. It may work better. It may have been my system that I was using. Let's see if that works.
Hello.
Catherine.
Yes, this is.
Lou Bruno, you're on the Cert Present Show on 98.3 FM, the life of Lake County. And say hello to Terry Cox and Jill Hughes. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Okay. Thank you for getting on the line with us. I'm sure you had a busy day over at the hospital. And I know there's a lot of preparations that goes on to hold an event like the Children's Fair. And Jill and Terry and I, who have been veterans of it in the past, were telling people about it. But we thought we ought to give somebody with a lot bigger knowledge base and directly from the hospital. So that's why we're calling. So thanks for getting on. Tell everybody what you do over at Lake Forest Hospital, Grace Lake.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am Director of Operations for our Grace Lake Outpatient Center. And I also have oversight of our medical specialties, dermatology, and our wound centers up in our Lake County area.
Oh, how long have you been up there?
So I've actually been with Northwestern for over 18 years.
Oh, yeah.
I started as a nurse down at NMH in the city. And I have been up with Lake Forest Hospital, which is associated with our Grace Lake campus since 2017.
Okay, yeah, and it's just great growth in the facility, and it's really become something special to be at. I've enjoyed seeing it over the years and visiting mostly for the health fair over the years on it, but it's really grown. I'll let either Terry or Jill throw out the next question to you. Go ahead.
Are they going to be like, I think a few years ago, goats and that this year?
Yeah, so just like last year, we had Tops come. So they do bring some animals, and I'm not sure it's going to be a full petting zoo. No camels, no giraffes, but there will be animals. Teach about animal safety. They'll actually be, I'm pretty sure, bringing their canine dog actually too. So lots of opportunities for kids to learn about pet safety, dog safety, and how our canine friends keep us safe in the community.
Always popular.
Right. And there's, I think, bike safety and helmet fitting at this year also.
Yes, that is definitely one of the top favorites. Is our helmet fitting. So kids can come in and once they work their way through the entire safety fair, which we have close to 33, over 30 stops for the kids to go through. They can get into our helmet fitting and enter to do a bike raffle and win a bike from Superior Ambulance. I believe we have more than a handful of bikes this year, and Superior was gracious enough to also donate toddler bikes, which we did not have last year. So a great opportunity to also not only win a brand new bike, but learn how to wear that helmet right.
That's a really good idea.
Oh yeah, there's so many bikes accidents with kids. I don't know how many do you see regularly at the hospital?
Yeah.
I don't have that stat, but I am sure at both of our Grace Lake freestanding emergency center and at our Lake Forest emergency department, I am sure kid injuries is definitely up there, and it's probably always heartbreaking to see a patient or a kid come in with a head injury from not wearing a helmet. So it is really important to teach our kids about the safety of helmets, and it's not about what it looks like. It's about keeping your head safe in case you fall or get hit, and protecting your head.
A lot of the older kids, but maybe after they have an accident.
Exactly. It's not cool until you need it.
Right.
Like this kid, who's over 60 something, who, when he gets on a bike, I don't need a helmet.
I don't need a helmet. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
not until you really need it.
I'll just concuss myself. Yeah, when I hit a bricker in the road and fall over. Also, from past experience, there'll be a lot of healthy eating tips. So the kids learn early not to do what I did that clogged up my arteries and gave me a heart attack. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun interactive booths. Definitely, we have a couple booths on healthy eating. We also have a booth on gardening, which is a great opportunity for kids to learn how to grow their own food. Fruits, vegetables, which really leads into healthy eating habits. So I think both of those combined are a great way for kids to kind of get familiar with ways to keep themselves healthy from an eating standpoint.
They don't always know because they don't see.
Yeah.
People don't realize that French fries are vegan, right?
Vegan doesn't always equal healthy, right?
Yes. On that, I think we mentioned that there's always a good turnout from the emergency services. Grays Lake Police, Grays Lake Fire, Lake County Sheriff will be there. Lake County Emergency Management, our own Fremont Township CERT team will be there. I think Coast Guard Auxiliary will be there also. They've been coming over the years. And let's see, the railroad safety people.
Flight for Life.
Yep, and then Flight for Life, weather permitting.
Which the weather so far, maybe we shouldn't talk about it,
Yeah.
but we should have a sighting from the helicopter this year. I think last year, unfortunately, we had some weather problems, but we should have a sighting from our helicopter this year, which is, again, one of those top favorites. If you think about the handful of top favorites, the helmet fitting, and that the helicopter landing is always way up there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
exciting watching that land.
yeah. We should because we're part of the safety plan when the helicopter comes. If you're at all listening and you are going to see the helicopter land, you will be seeing the helicopter land from inside the facility. And until you are instructed by hospital security, police, fire, our CERT members will be on the door. Until you receive specific instructions to go out to the helicopter pad, you remain inside. The helicopter kicks up a pretty good amount of dirt and other stuff that may be lying around.
Yes.
So that
you're doing safety before the safety fair.
yes, we're giving everybody an advisory on that, and then once they shut down completely, the pilots and crew are really happy, to come out, talk to you about it, and let you, get inside. I think they'll let you take a look inside, maybe sit in the chair. So it's fun when it lands on it. And I think the other big admonishment is really it's weather permitting, and there is no unless the conditions are just right. There is no reason to risk the safety of anyone involved in bringing the helicopter in for purposes of the fair.
Absolutely, yes.
So don't be disappointed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is definitely very, very dependent. And even if the helicopter can't come, there are lots of other activities for everyone to enjoy.
Oh, sure.
It's still fun to see the fire trucks and the cars and, all the animals. And there's still all of our other booths that are offering, every one of them is offering hands-on activities to keep the kids entertained.
Okay. Let me just remind everybody, we got off to somewhat of a rocky start here, adjusting cameras and microphones at the studio. So you are listening to the Cert Show on 98.3 FM The Life, broadcasting from Round Lake Beach, Illinois. We want to thank all the people that bring you this show. 98.3 FM, Lake County Emergency Management, Lake County Department of Public Health, Citizens Court Council of Lake County. Who are we missing? Terry and everybody at Fremont Township, of course. And our special guest tonight is Catherine Thomas of Lake Forest Hospital, Grays Lake, who is telling us about the Children's Health and Safety Fair. What a really the great events that we have here in Lake County every year. That we're back to every year. So I think I got the disclaimers out of the way, so we can go back to the regular interview now on it. So, Kate, when you're not involved getting the health fair going, what's your normal day like over at the hospital? If people were thinking of careers in medicine.
Sure. Wow, a normal day might be kind of boring for most people right now, but so there's one part of my job is just making sure that our building at Grace Lake is serving not only the people of the community, but we have the resources for our clinicians to do their job, and then and the many other hats I get to wear. I get to work with our wonderful physicians, nurses, medical assistants, as they, treat all of the patients who come through our doors throughout the Lake County and Northern Cook County area. So, it's always my pleasure to advocate for our clinicians to make sure they have the resources to do what they do best. As a nurse, you become a nurse to advocate for your patients, and I found a calling to advocate for the clinicians who want to advocate for our patients. So that's pretty much my day, is making sure people have what they need to do their job.
That sounds like a pretty hefty job.
Right.
I guess you're in a field like Terry and Jill's been in health services herself, and my field is law, but there's never any usual day. Yeah, especially nowadays. Nothing's normal.
No normal days. I don't think there's a job that has a normal day, right? But
Yeah.
you try to have some, the piece of your day that brings you most joy, you try to work in there every day. So there's that piece of it that could be normal.
That's true. And it's been a pleasure. We did mention that also as part of the fair's activities, we at 98.3 FM, The Life, will be broadcasting part of our normal schedule there, and then doing some special interviews of the staff and medical professionals at the hospital. So we always look forward to that. They're fun people to meet.
We do appreciate that.
Plus, just about everybody has some type of souvenirs to hand out.
Right.
There are any number of good giveaways that you can come away with,
Right.
and a few snacks. Yeah.
Yes, if you, yep, all the kids, yes, all the kids get a game card, and the goal is to fill up that game card, which means you got to visit every booth, and you visit every booth, and you make it through the helmet fitting, you get to enter into the raffle for the bike raffle. Which and along the way they all get to pick up, their little souvenirs at each of the booths. And beyond that, they get to pick up a little knowledge, which is fun. Many of them, again, all hands-on activities. We have obstacle courses. Another fun one this year that's going to be new is sports, healthy sports. How to keep yourself healthy with sports. So, there's, we talked about healthy eating, but there's also, staying active is the other part of it. So we will also have a booth that's focused on staying active and healthy sports for kids.
Wow, it just keeps on growing. Yeah, obviously we all understood the reason, especially at a hospital, why during COVID and the immediate preceding time, it was not wise to have a lot of people over at the hospital, especially young people. But really, I think those that have been involved in it were so happy that it was back, and it was fun to be back out there. But you guys are picking up right where you left off and just expanding. That's great.
Yeah, last year I think we had a record turnout. This year so far we are close to 150 volunteers, which I think is even more than last year, and we are slightly exceeding our event participant booths. We'll have close to 40 booths for our kiddos to go check out. So it's slightly even bigger this year. More volunteers. People really enjoy it. They look forward to it.
Yeah, I know our team looks forward to it. When I get to see the other emergency responders that we interact with, they're always happy to be there. The sheriffs, the police, the fire, they just love coming out and meeting people and taking part in it. We get great participation from our team. Get to see the kids and the family. So it's a fun time for all involved on it. And you did mention, and maybe also this would help people's planning. It gets very crowded early, but it seems that people maybe once it runs from 10 to 1, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
10 to 1.
And it seems right at 10 o'clock. I mean, the place is just packed.
Right.
And especially at the front entrance, which is just off entrance C. Is that correct?
Yep. The main entrance for the event is our Pavilion C entrance.
Okay. And so, I don't know, can we urge people maybe, if you can't get there, maybe come a little bit later? It would be, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great event. I think people, you can spend your time, but if you know that you have an hour, you don't have to come from 10 to 11. You can come noon to 1. You can come 11 to 12. It's
Right.
It's an event that you can move through probably in about an hour's pace, depending on how long your kids want to delay at each table. But you can move them through. So yeah, you need about an hour. You don't have to be there at 10. We will not run out. People will not leave. We will be there until 1.
Yeah. So, yeah, folks may want to experience it just a little bit later, have breakfast, and maybe get there before lunch. And when you're finished, you can have lunch,
There you go.
a healthy lunch afterwards. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it may not be healthy, but I can also promote that we will have a food truck on site
Oh.
for purchase.
Oh.
If people, are there for a long time or want to grab lunch, like they can purchase a meal at the food truck, but we will have a food truck on the premises this year.
Oh, hey, that is a great addition.
Yeah, right. Yes. Now, I don't know if it fits into the healthy eating category. However, I guess if you walk all the way through the hospital several times, you've done a lot of exercise and steps, so it may offset itself. Yes.
Okay. Terry, anything before we let, I know Kate probably start. What time did you have to start this morning? Like 6 or 7 or?
I start most days around 7.
Okay. So I'm sure you're tired and want to knock off for the evening. So we appreciate you getting on very much so. And taking
appreciate the opportunity.
No, and please, hopefully I'll run into you. I'll be an extremely good looking guy in a Cert uniform, so I'm easy to pick out.
I'll come find you.
And Jill will be like, just a fabulous looking lady over at the radio booth.
It's a fun event.
Thank you guys so much, not only for supporting it, but for promoting it and just being so involved. It is, it's the event committee we have puts in a ton of effort into this, but we also couldn't do this without our community. When I said we had close to 40 booth participants, half of those are coming from the community. So we really couldn't do it without your guys' support. So thank you.
No, thank you. It's our pleasure. All right. See you Saturday.
All right. Sounds good. Have a great night, guys.
Okay. Good talking with you.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
Last year I learned a lot about what to put on and all of that. So it was quite interesting.
Well, yeah, I learned over the years from here, and I don't know. And Terry had a lot of experience with sun and exposures to heat down in the Bahamas when you were working out there.
Right.
But I really didn't know that the suntan lotion that we all have on our shelves for 5 years throw out.
Right. We get one every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't go on very well.
Yeah,
Don't go out without it.
I'm like you. I need the in front of the sun, at Pluto or something, or I should say Mercury level, because I will just burn up. And my wife is just able to take all sun all day, and yeah.
Go out without
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I do think among Jill, are you going to hit me if I say our generation? No. Okay, good.
can't reach it.
Okay, among our generation, there was still a real beach culture back in the 60s and 70s, and it was the thing to do and everything. Terry knows that, but there wasn't a lot of thought. Okay, everybody knew you could get sunburn, but nobody thought long-term implications for skin cancers.
Right, but I think
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Right.
the lobster crew, it's like, well, you didn't have any sunscreen.
Yeah, you walk into work when I can't move.
Can't move, right?
On it. Well, Terry, that must have been really tough down in the Bahamas dealing with that for people.
Yeah, and it was particularly hard because you were driving on the wrong side of the road.
They were still driving on the right side. Did they change it later? I mean, were you there when they were independent, or
No.
So it was still a British colony then.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know whether they changed. Did they change over when they?
I don't think so. I think it's still.
It's still that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how or why that developed. I don't know, Jill, how did that develop? How did the English wind up on the other side of the road?
You were on the
Possibly on it.
I do know that when we
Oh, great place to go to.
we flew down there, we drove.
Hey.
In August.
Oh, you got French fried quick.
98.3 red.
Yeah, that will do it. Oh yeah, especially in Florida. Once you get to July and August.
It's like, why is nobody by the pool? Well, there you go. I'm young and I don't know. I found that out.
Yeah, I mean it's one of like when you get in Florida and other parts of the South, it's like some Middle Eastern countries or Mediterranean countries where during the middle of the day, forget about it. I mean,
So we went, in England.
I was talking with a friend from England. I was under the impression that the Brighton Beach was like a big, like sort of Wisconsin Dells type thing, but he said it's hugely expensive nowadays. Yeah. And appeared on this show. We had her first radio appearance here in the U.S.
And I said, okay. But then 65.
Oh wow.
It's 62. I think you'll be.
Yeah, we were upset that it was too cool. Hey,
Cool, right?
before we go back to the weather, and I wanted to get this in. And you can go to our Fremont Cert Facebook page to find out more about it. But our friends at Lake County Department of Transportation posted this. And I never thought about this, but it is really important. Your grass clippings. A lot of people will, cut their grass and then come with the blower and just, blow it off into the street. But doing that can be dangerous, especially and we were just talking about it, bike riders, motorcycles, which you guys do. And then the clippings wind up in the sewers and they create blockages in the pipes. So just, something like that can really, be a good safety tip for people. I think, we've. Oh, yeah. Terry's probably seen a lot of accidents as a result of that.
Oh yeah.
On it, but yeah, don't just throw stuff out into the street on it. And that would be just a good tip. I know people are always so listen, we don't have to relate the problems and ongoing discussions going on in America nowadays, and who's right and who's wrong, or who's off the rocker, and on that. But yes, we need a much longer. Yeah, but it seems everybody, there's just such a consensus that safety tips are so important, emergency response is so important, and that people want to know about it. People want to participate in it. People want to help as much as they can, and that's something I find refreshing. But yeah, that's where I wanted to get to. Boy, I'm looking at right now the warning on that. I don't know if you saw it from the Weather Service. Yeah, basically, yeah. And God, I don't know. Is Terry? You may be a little bit more up on it. Is some of the air quality being affected by Canadian wildfires?
Not only Canadian wildfires, but Alaskan.
Oh, okay. They're going on up there. Yeah, I didn't hear of any up there, but yeah, and you can see it. I guess it otherwise. Yeah.
When you really notice it is at sunset or in the morning when the sun first comes up, you got that beautiful orange tint.
Yeah. According to the latest Weather Service statement, 4:42 Central Time, so basically a couple hours ago, unhealthy air quality due to the Canadian wildfire smoke is expected to persist through Friday. Consider limiting, postponing prolonged outdoor activity. Find up-to-date air quality information at the following, and they give us a link to state of Illinois, and that will also get the one good thing from the Illinois, and again, this is something that we very much hear. One of the desires that we had in starting this show, our Fremont team, and then with the Lake County agencies that we interact with, was to get information for Lake County because things will happen here, and in Chicago they'd be completely they'll miss it. There'll be 10 inches of snow here, and there was only some flurries in Chicago, but you guys up near the Wisconsin border may get buried, and we're buried. But there are specific listings if you go to airnow.gov for Lake County and a lot of other areas in it. Now, I will tell you that some of it is very technical, but they do have a meter that says unhealthy for sensitive groups, and it's about halfway there on it. So tomorrow, unhealthy for sensitive groups, as was today. And you can really plug in your zip code, and I don't even know what's the zip code here. What zip code are we? What's Round Lake, Jill? You probably know. 60073, and I'll plug that in Round Lake, which should be pretty much, and it's just consistent, almost at 150 on the 300 meter fire and smoke map. There's a link to, and there doesn't appear to be any fires, luckily, but there's pretty good smoke location. So, in fact, let's see, this one, well, that's Cary. There's a monitor. They have several different monitors that you can hit. Northbrook, which is still out, but hey, start at the Weather Service Chicago, and it'll just be chock full of information for you. Yeah, so do take note of that, folks. Okay, I'm getting a little bit older, and I have terrible allergies, and
Yes.
so I really get sensitive But yes,
Yeah.
I'm just a sensitive guy. What can I say? But it seems that we're feeling it more. I don't know. I mean, you tell me whether it be I'm being more sensitive, but it probably is age related, but it didn't seem that it used to bother you. Any number of things didn't seem. Oh no, yeah, we just the constant reminder you're not 32 any longer. And another great group that we have in Illinois and with CERT is the CERT Association of Illinois. And they had some great dog tricks, and they have a monthly meeting, which anybody can join in the May. It's always last week, and the May virtual training was from Cook County Animal and Rabies Control, and we're giving people lessons about approaching friendly nervous dogs or injured dogs, signs that signal beware for approaching a stray dog. And we all want to do that when we see dog or cat or other pet, even a wild animal in need. We want to approach it, but it's something that you need to act very carefully about before doing it. I don't know whether they have other information online that was presented at the seminar, but as I said, they're held monthly at the last Tuesday of the month, and you can zoom in like anybody else and say, hey, I'm here to just gather information, maybe pick up something about CERT and join up. But yeah.
I know people still do that.
Yeah, that's not obviously, as we know, the best place to go during a storm. Terry, where's the best place to go when you're out there and it's the thunderstorm? Inside, yes. Don't get caught on a golf course. I knew somebody that did and did get struck by lightning.
Yeah. It's hard to determine. So you just got to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was struck by lightning twice.
Wow.
He's now a TSA agent. But his watch has never kept correct time since then. And different things have affected him. Yeah.
Well, the one good thing, and that's the other big thing, is boating. That I do. But most of the lakes that are, used at all significantly for recreational usage. I think Bangs Lake has it, and Sylvan, and what else am I missing? But there's several lakes, and I know Lake Sarah, where I'm at down in Effingham. Most of the lakes will have warning horns installed, and don't mess around with that, guys.
Right.
When you hear it, just head for the shore. Just get your boat docked and get into shelter.
there for a reason.
Yeah. No, and we should mention, usually we try to get them on. We've been, with the bi-monthly schedule lately, when we were a little bit more ambitious and getting 3 shows in a month, it was easier. Now it's like, we really have to be, how are we going to get all the people we want to talk to in? But we've normally over the years have had people from Coast Guard Auxiliary, to go through boat safety tips. And please, the season has started. Courses on boat safety is not required. There's no licensing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and I think it's pretty much available online now. So, I mean, you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And I haven't checked in a while, but U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, if you just search for them, we'll probably have online classes available all the time. You can PDF a manual, I'm sure. In some areas, like up here, I believe the flotilla will provide boat checks. And again, they're mainly a volunteer organization, so yeah, because I invested in a new boat because I had intentionally bought an old one when I first started boating just 5 years ago, because I didn't want to worry about if I sank it, it would be a big loss. But it's important to learn the ropes. Now, Terry, when you were in you guys were both on islands for significant periods of time, right? I mean, about the Bahamas, are made up of something like 800 islands or something?
Yeah.
So did you do a lot of boating when you were there?
No, we didn't.
No.
We did very little boating, but we did a lot of swimming, or teaching them how to swim and where to swim and how to get out and how to get their partners out. And the one thing I really learned up at Governor's Harbor, which I think you've been.
Yeah. Winthrop Harbor up here.
Yeah.
Very pretty place. A lot of people still don't know about it.
Governor's Harbor is on the islands.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking Lake County there.
Yeah. And I went up there with Dr. Backus, and he said, stand out of the way and I'll check this out, because a car had gone in the harbor off the end of the harbor itself. And so the intelligent person that I am, I went over and stood under a coconut tree, and Governor Backus came over and says, Mr. Cox, you might not want to stand under the coconut tree, because if one of them coconuts come down, it's going to hurt.
And there's a great practical safety tip, because you're listening to the Cert Present show tonight. Now, a coconut tree, yes, on it. There's better ways to get the milk from a coconut than standing under it.
Right.
Yes. On it. But and Jill, while you were in England, obviously an island nation known for its maritime history. No, there were no coconuts. Not here too. You don't have to worry about Lake Michigan. Fine. Yeah, Dublin too, also in Ireland. But what you guys? Almost everybody in the country is an hour away or so from the coast. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Parking is really bad. You take for granted here, which is a shame.
We learn.
Well, yeah, parking and traffic is, again, I don't, our generation back in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't that huge of a concern in the city of Chicago back then, where I grew up, but it certainly has become over the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a luxury.
Well, a lot of people, obviously we know the history of the area, and more people came out of the city of Chicago and Cook County because of the congestion and, among other things, people wanted to have a little extra land, and they couldn't get it. And, before you knew it, you were in open country, and it was great. But that's changing a bit now. Yeah.
And what was a summer home now isn't home. So,
Well, again, the history of this area was that in a lot of the small lakes up here, people were using them as cottages. Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
And now it's not so much they're a summer cottage, it's their year-round residence
Right.
on it, which, I think is great. And also a lot of businesses moved out to the suburban area, and it was easy for people to work. And because, why drive to just say, we'll just pull Wheeling in northern Cook County, from Chicago, when, why not drive from, Round Lake south to Wheeling or something? It seemed to make a lot more sense. And, the quality of life, there were comparisons, and I'm not here to knock Chicago or anything like that. Yeah. But, having all those people just packed in there just causes a little bit of friction at times. Oh, no, there's only 15,000 people in the town, and there's, most of it is still pretty rural. Effingham is at the crossroads between two major highways, 57 and 70, 70 being the direct route from St. Louis to Indianapolis. And actually, where the road my house is, somewhat off of, they have pictures from like 1912, because it was still the stagecoach route from St. Louis all the way over into Indiana. And that's why your highways developed off, and the railroad, and the railroad then, had come much earlier too. And the railroads paralleled the stagecoach routes. There you go. Okay. What's really amazing, I've looked up, and it's 6:55. Well, again, once again, great radio goes quick. Well, I hope so. And again, last week was just such a great show that, I urge people, just if you want to see what the Cert Presents show is about, tune in our show from last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, with
It was very interesting.
The doctor and Jill, not Jill, the doctor and Trisha. Well, again, Carla and her just, and I was feeling bad about it. I think I said because Trish was kind enough to come in. You guys, were very busy with her in town. Of course, she should see her family that she doesn't get to see, and you guys carved some time out special to come over here. And I had told Carla, I said, "Oh, yeah, they're just gonna come in for a few minutes. It was the only time we can get them in." And the rest was history. They were perfect. One of those unexpected things in life. So to recap, since it's 6:57 and a half, and we have to get out of here by 7 because I am hungry. So when am I not? But on that, 98.3 FM as well as Fremont Township Cert will both be at Lake Forest Hospital, Grays Lake for the Children's Health and Safety Fair, and that's from 10 to 1. It's a great, no charge family experience. The kids will love it, and I also think the adults will love it, but that's just me. And if you come out, say hello to, stop anybody in a CERT uniform or that's got a WRLR shirt and or a hat, and introduce yourself. We'll get some listeners on the air. I think we've done it in the past. Yeah. So feel free to do that. And in 2 weeks, the 19th, we'll be back with another informative show. And well, it's always a pleasure. I'm only seeing you guys really every other week now, and not enough. What can I say? Okay, for Terry and Jill. Oops, I lost my button there. And all of us at Fremont Cert that produces the show. Have a great evening and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully smog free. Take care now.
I love you.